Hello, I'm Monster Handler Ben, and this is a segment called Ben-Sequiturs. It isn't quick questions, this isn't about you, this isn't about the fans, this is about my questions to you about what I deem is important to the monster world. Firstly, you're chilling at home, minding your own business in your living room, doing whatever you do, and you hear a knock on your door. You get up, you head over, and you open the door. A high-pitched huzzah grabs your attention, and you look down at the floor, and it is a tiny, 1-inch tall spirit. He then seizes this opportunity and runs quickly into your own home and proceeds to hide under your fridge, your stove, whatever furniture you may have, and he stays there. You don't know where he is. What do? Secondly, you're walking down the street of whatever town you happen to be in at the time. You're listening to the My Singing Monsters soundtrack on your phone. And because of that, you don't notice that you bump into a tall man wearing a trench coat. As you turn around to apologize to him, a furcorn falls out of his trench coat. He scurries back under the trench coat, hoping you didn't see him. But you did. What do? Answer in the comments, for this is what truly needs to be answered. Welcome to Ben-Sequiturs, episode 2, where I ask the questions. This is for me, not you. Firstly, you wake up in the morning to the sound of a disturbance, and there are 3 furcorns in the street. You decide to give chase. You follow them down to the bayou and into an empty storm drain, and you are horrified at what you see. There is a giant portal, and just waves and waves of furcorns are streaming out. What do you do about this? Secondly, you're camping in the forest with your family. You decide to go on a walk by yourself on the trail. 15 minutes in, you notice something following you. You turn around, but it's just a mammoth. But he unfurls his fingers to you, and inside there is a red and blue pill. What do? Which one do you take? Do you want to live in blissful ignorance of there being mammoths around, or do you want the truth? Lastly, you wake up to what must be an earthquake. You look out, and there's a giant T-posing ant-brat in the sky, big enough that his feet cover multiple city blocks, and his head reaches out into the stratosphere. What do? Write in the comments, for these are the questions that truly need to be answered. Welcome to Ben-Sequiturs, episode 3, the show where I ask the questions. Except not really this time, as we have a special guest, the great artificial intelligence, ChatGPT. ChatGPT's prompts will also be fed into an AI text-to-image generator, so I imagine this will be just a little bit cursed. Anyway, onto the prompts. Imagine that you wake up one day on Plant Island, and all the monsters have disappeared. Do you go out and search for them and go on a grand adventure? Or do you take this opportunity, this moment of solitude, to carve out a new life for yourself? Yeah, I'd probably just have to start a new life for myself. I don't have all the powers that the monsters do. I think I'm pretty much stuck on Plant Island. What would you do if Furcorn ate a magical candy that made him 10 times as big and started walking through the city streets, having to dodge trees and buildings that are now much smaller in comparison? If I saw that out my window, well, this is my life now. Unfortunate. If Monster Handler Matt shrunk down to the size of a toy figurine, what crazy adventures would you take him on, and what modes of transportation would you give him to get around your house? I'd probably just have him do my bidding. Maybe set up a complex series of Thomas the Tank Engine tracks or Hot Wheels courses to have him get around. What if you were a manager at a concert venue, and all of a sudden the monsters all grew to life size and burst through the walls of your building, and they demanded a live audience for their next musical performance? I mean, at that point, you're probably very intimidated. They just Kool-Aid manned through your wall. I don't think you have much of a choice. You probably make a lot of money off of it. You could be like, hey, real cartoon monsters. You'd probably attract government or scientists trying to capture them or study them. What would you do if you woke up one day and Tyson had magically transformed into his favorite monster, the Wubbox, and started wreaking havoc across the city? Well, first of all, AI, you're wrong about Tyson's favorite monster. It's Fwog, actually, so this question's irrelevant. What would you do if the My Singing Monsters all came to life and formed a band, but refused to play anything except for kazoo covers of Baa Baa Black Sheep? Seems pretty fun. Seems like a turn your brain off moment. I'd be down. If Monster Handler Jen were to enter a dance competition, would she do the cha-cha slide or the chicken dance? As much as I'd like to see the cha-cha slide, because it is like a dance move that you don't hear about much often anymore, probably the chicken dance is much more in character. Anyway, that's what ChatGPT had to say. Hope this episode wasn't too cursed, but probably it was. If you like what you saw, comment what you would do in these scenarios, or do some fan art at hashtag Ben-Sequiturs, because these are the questions that truly need to be answered. Honestly lost count. Either way, last time we had some AI helping us out, but I think that this time grew into a tree that bared tiny fir-corns as its fruit, and all the fir-corns had their own unique personalities. What would you do with all them? What would you do if you decided to go on a vacation? You packed your bag, club box, mid-concert. The music grinds to a halt, and all the monsters look up at you, unsure of what to do. How do you explain this to the TSA in your roof? But then he silences your voice, steals all your money, makes you twice as large, and then moves you to another room of your house. How would you feel in this situation? Answer these scenarios down in the comments, for these are the questions that truly need to be answered. Hello and welcome to Ben-Sequiturs, the show where I ask the questions. Except for not this time. Oh. I have this panel.
Hey!
Different set because we lost all of our funding. The fireplace is gone.
It's so cold in here.
The fireplace burnt in a fire.
There are 3 buttons in front of you. One is red, one is green, one is blue. One of them destroys My Singing Monsters from existence, dating back to its inception, putting you out of a job. One allows My Singing Monsters to continue past its forecasted lifetime. The third bankrolls all users with an infinite amount of diamonds, causing an economic crash not seen since the Great Depression. You have no idea which button does what, but pressing one of the buttons rewards you with an unknown